Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Another manga review here, Hybrid and Heart, Magias, Academy, Ataraxia. This manga came out on October 31st. I had a really hard time finding it. Nobody really had it. I had to go to Los Angeles to Kinokuniya bookstores that was there. They had it. So this one's going to be a little bit tricky to find. Barnes & Noble didn't have it. And the bookstore in Costa Mesa, Mitsu Market, also didn't have it. Their major store in Los Angeles did have it. So I had to go all the way to Los Angeles to get it. So it took me an extra day to get it and then another day to read it. So we are now doing it, the review finally, and let's get started. So as always, let's check out the back. And I'll kind of talk while we go. So the main plot is invaders basically have come from another place, taken over the Earth, and the only way to battle them is using these hybrid heart armors that the females excel at wearing and using. The males kind of, they're not high performance in it. They do have a couple other talents, though, that the women don't have, such as his. If you can read the back there, he replenishes their gauges on their armor, on the female's armors, by getting them hot and bothered. That's kind of his ability. We also kind of learn a few of its abilities in general. Yeah. It's rated 18 plus. Mature, and it's basically, well, you can tell by the front cover here what it is. It's not an H manga by any means, but it does show, cleavage and whatever, else these types of really ecchi mangas show. So with that said, do not dislike the video, please, just because I don't show anything that would go against YouTube's terms of service. Please just respect what this channel is about. It is a business venture, or I'm trying to make it into one. And to do that, I have to obey AdSense policy and YouTube's terms of service. So if you're that curious into what this manga is about, then you can always get me on my my Instagram or my Twitter, or even my Tumblr, and I can actually, I usually post more pictures onto my Tumblr than onto my anywhere else, because Twitter's got to remain professional, and Instagram does too, because it's related to Facebook, and Facebook is very picky. So Tumblr is your best bet. I can post up a better review of different things on that. But anyways, so without further ado, let's get into it. This is the first volume. I have not watched the anime series. I know there is one. I have not watched it, so I can't comment on that. But this is the first volume that is in English of this manga. And as such, there's not much character development to really talk about in this. You just kind of learn about them. You learn that about his history here. He was the first hybrid heart user with his mom, and that's kind of some of what you're going to get through the book. But anyway, so he was the first hybrid heart user that we learned about. Another girl comes in. We all know that the females are better. And so his mom just ditches him. That'll be all he's doing. Bye. And she just ditches him. So now we skip ahead. Here we are, and this is the floating island of Ataraxia, where he will be. So anyways, not much character development. Like I said, we learn very little. Mostly we just kind of learn where what countries these girls are from. We learn a little bit about the foe in this, and how he just seems like he's kind of, or feels like he's kind of like useless. He doesn't really know about his armor. So yeah, we are kind of introduced to some of the characters. This is Japan's ace. We have, well, you can kind of maybe guess, let's see, where is she? Yeah, there we go. We got America's Ace, you know, big boob, kind of, you know, girl here. Yeah, there we go. So, yep, that's clearly how the Japanese see, you know, Americans, kind of, you know, well, they're girls, I mean, blonde with big boobs. Kind of funny to always read these, and you see the American girl, she's, like, blonde with big boobs. Pretty interesting. But anyways, yeah, so, nothing really I can comment on that. The artwork and stuff is, you know, it's nice. You know, I don't not like it. I think it's drawn really well. The shading and everything and all that, I think is really nice. No real complaints. So anyways, plot, I can't comment on the anime comparison, the plot, so I'm just gonna leave that one out of this review, and just kind of skip to would I recommend it, and I would recommend this to people who don't really or who don't really care if it's kind of an original story or not. This is kind of your average harem type story in that it's all girls in this school, single boys introduced into the class, kind of all the girls, you know, well, it's his squad at least, kind of is, you know, attracted to him for some reason or another, either personal gain or whatever. And, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much kind of a cliche sort of storyline to it, that most mangas like this are. So if you don't mind sort of a cliche type of storyline, then yeah, by all means, if you're just reading this for the plot, then by all means this is definitely the manga for you, and you would really enjoy it. But if you're looking for something super original, super whatever, then perhaps this is not it for you. Don't get me wrong though, I'm not bashing it, I'm not saying that, you know, whatever. But it's just definitely kind of your semi-typical harem type manga. But anyways, so that is going to be it for this review. Hopefully you all found it informative and enjoyed it. I don't know when Volume 2 is coming out, but I'll be picking it up just to keep it going. And I'll probably end up watching the anime, so no spoilers or anything. Anyways, hopefully you all have a great day, and I will talk to you all later on the next review.